you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. You teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to fish for sailboats. I know that sounds stupid, but just hear me out. I get emails every day from you guys, and I love hearing from you. Thank you for all of the kudos. They always start the same way. James, love your videos. Thank you very much. I'm going to see this boat. Can you tell me, is this a good boat? Immediately, I'm thinking, how do I best serve you guys by teaching you how to do this for yourself? What I'm going to do on this video is to teach you how to put your parameters into the market and how to actually look for boats that are right for you. We're going to talk about how to use YachtWorld and YachtX and YachtR and Sailboat Listings and Apollo Duck. Then the last thing we're going to talk about is my secret weapon. It's what I use for every single consultation, and it's amazing. If you're not using this, you need to know this information. So again, if you want to just cut straight to the crazy information, go to the last chapter. But if you're here to learn, like most of us, stick around because I've got a really good episode this week on how to fish for sailboats. It still sounds stupid. Let's go. If this is your first time here, my name is James. It's nice to meet you. I am a professional sailor and delivery captain with over 85,000 miles, and I help people find the right boats for them. I've recently finished a book, and it has gotten way more response than I thought it would even ever get. I've sold 2,000 copies of the book already, and it hasn't even been printed. So I am over the moon with this book. It is going to be so good. You guys, I've finally finished the edit this week, and this book is a banger. I know you guys are going to love it. I really, really hope it's going to help some people. So I just want to show you some of the numbers that came out after I'm done with the edit. It's 247 pages, 68,000 and something words. I cut 23,000 words out when I was editing it. There's 197 glossary terms in the book, a bunch of jokes. It took me a ton of hours. It's 2 years of my life writing this book, and it's going to be in your hands very soon. I'm done editing it, but I'm sending it to a professional editor. Her name is Suzanne Sherman. She basically wrote the book on memoir writing. And while this book is a field manual, it's got a lot of my personal memoir in it as well. So it's kind of like sea stories and advice and kind of slap you in the face and wake you up and give you the tools you need to sail offshore. So I'm super excited. Thank you so much. If you havenent ordered one, you can go to BeTheCaptainBook.com and get it. Now let's talk about how to find your perfect boat. Okay, the first thing I'm going to give you in the description of this video is a link for YachtWorld that has all of these boats already listed out. It's got 111 different listings. Now some of these are designers, some of these are yards, some of these are boats. So this is not an extensive list. It doesn't contain any Beneteaus or Jeanneaus, which do serve a purpose, but some of them aren't built for offshore. So it is a little bit limiting, this list, but it'll give you a good idea of what kind of boats there are in the world that'll take you across oceans. Okay, so we're going to scroll down to where it says length. We're going to use the parameters that we have, 40 to 45 feet. Oops. 40 to 45 feet, go. And then we're going to go down to where it says price. And we're going to do, let's say 150,000 to 250,000. Just to see what our options are. You always want to go up like 20% of your price just because you never know what you'll find. If somebody wants to get rid of a boat real fast, it just opens up those parameters for you. You might find a sister ship that's a little too much, but you like that boat, so you can find another one of those boats somewhere else. Okay, and the last search term is going to be the year. It's because this specific seller has most of their net worth in that boat. When they go to resale it, they're going to have to be able to get their money back out of it. So in order to resell it, the easiest way is to have a boat that's not 40 yet. So we're going to put 1993 in here. That gives them 7 years to figure it out. Use the boat, do their thing on it, and then sell it and get off of it. So as you can see, there's only 74 boats for sale. That's way, way easier to look at that amount of boats rather than 2,000. Or 20,000, or just scrolling through whatever boats are available. Now we have this manageable thing that we can still look by region, and we can still even narrow this down more, but you can get an idea of what's for sale in the entire world, what things might work for you, and what boats you really like, layouts and all that. And then you can have a specific short list, and then you can move on to the next steps. I got to stop real quick. This boat, I had one of my clients go look at this boat, and he said it was immaculate. I really like these Valiant 42s. They're nice boats. You should, if you're looking for a good cruising boat, this is a great option. Yes, it has a canoe stern, so it doesn't have that sugar scoop stern, but the thing's got brand new everything, roller furling gear, all kinds of stuff. I'm not a big fan of the leisure furl boom furling. I personally am not, but this is a nice boat. Somebody put a lot of money into it. And from what I know, the new owner has another boat and wants rid of this one. So that's a good place for you as the buyer. Okay, the next site we're looking at is sailboatlistings.com. This is another one where you can go in, you can search by manufacturer, or you can search by keyword. I'm just going to put skeg and see what happens. So anything that says it's got a skeg on it will now come up. There's a Tiana 48 right here, an Irwin 65, a Gozzard, a Tiana Vancouver. This is a great boat right here. So you get the idea. This is one of those sites where it doesn't have a perfect user interface, but you can put the same kind of keywords in this one. So like the years, like the price, like the type of boat. The next one we're going to talk about is a great place to find boats. It just doesn't have a very good user interface. And that's this site, YachtX.com. So YachtX.com was set up as an online brokerage for people that wanted to sell their boats kind of by themselves, but still wanted to have their boats on YachtWorld. So they charge a very minimal amount. It's a great place to sell a boat. That's where I've got my boat listed through. The only problem with this site is their search engine sucks. So you can do price, you can do length, and you can do manufacturer, but you can't do keywords. You can't really search for a lot more than just kind of like these years of boats. And also you can't differentiate the sailboats and the powerboats. So when we search for our same parameters on this site, we get Beneteaus, we get powerboats, we get Carvers. That's a fishing boat. This is a fishing boat. Half of these are fishing boats. So it just makes it a little more difficult. They are revamping this site and it will get better. I've talked to the owner of this site. He's a good dude. This is the place to find better deals on boats, actually, because now you're not working directly with a broker. So when you contact people off of this site, you're contacting the owners directly, which makes it so you can probably negotiate a little more. You get a little more of the realism. You get like a real, what transactions used to be back in the day. Okay, then this brings us to YachtR.com. You can go up here to go to buy to boats. And YachtR was set up as a competitor to YachtWorld because YachtWorld is owned by a parent corporation and they seem to want to be squeezing the brokers for all they have. Some of these brokers are spending $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 a month to list boats on YachtWorld. And YachtWorld, the parent company, owns, I think, YachtWorld and boats.com and BoatTrader, and they just dominated it. And then now it's a VC group, so they're just squeezing everybody for every single last dollar they can get for the shareholders of the parent company, which is not a very good business model for sustainability. There will be a day where that collapses. It is coming. So use one of these other sites like YachtR. YachtR was set up by the brokers that are getting screwed by this VC conglomerate company. Let's just try to put in our same parameters. So we're going to go 150,000 to 250,000. Oops. 250,000. Length 40 to 45. Sail, search. So I've got 122 yachts on here. Also not as bad. There's a J boat. That's not really an offshore boat. There's a 42 Valiant. Look at that. I haven't even seen that one for sale. A Jeanneau, Beneteau, Fontaine, Peugeot. There's a Pacific Seacraft, catamaran. All kinds of cats on this site. This is a great place to go to look for boats that are probably not on YachtWorld. Okay, this one is Apollo Duck. It's great for people that are in the Med, looking in Europe, the UK, and Australia. This one also doesn't have a really good search engine, but if you're looking for specific things, you can go in and you can search for it. This is all the sailing yachts, and then you can go by brand here. If you guys have your short list, this is a great place to look as well. Oh, well, West White Plotter. My mom had one of those. Oh, such a cute boat. I want one. Okay, and then we have Ancasta, which is a very, very good site for Europe. And I know that most of my demographic, most of you guys out there are Americans. But if you're looking for a cruising boat, looking in Europe and buying in Europe is actually not a bad idea because you can get good deals and it's not hard to leave there and sail across the Atlantic that direction. It's pretty much all downwind. It's like put a sail up and go. There's actually a really famous book called Adrift, not to be confused with the movie of the same name, where it's one guy's journey on a life raft that just drifted that way. So he left 3 days out, he hit a whale or something, and the boat sank in 30 seconds. He got in his life raft, and it's 78 days of him in this life raft. If you've never read this book, it's called Adrift. Go get it. It's amazing. Anyway, he survives, and he just drifts across. So literally, you could just drift across. Not that you'd want to do that, but you know, it's not that difficult. The other way is a lot harder. So anyway, back to this site. Ancasta is a great site. We'll put our length 40 to 35 to 45 and price 150,000 to 250,000. This is in pounds. Now we have 36 boats. Okay. Okay, second to last one is boatsonline.com.au. If you are adventurous or if you are Australian, this is a great site to find good deals on boats. A lot of these boats are not on YachtWorld, and because of the exchange rate, you can find killer deals on boats on this site, but you got to be willing to go to Australia to get them. Okay, the last one we're going to talk about is very obscure. This is for people that are looking for those crazy deals that kind of pop up and it's like dollar boat or really stupid cheap nice boat that's been sitting for too long, is looking at Craigslist. Now, the problem with Craigslist is there's no search engine that'll search all of Craigslist. There's only, you have to go to every single city in the world and search, you know, sailboat, sailboat, sailboat. And it's, it's a huge pain in the butt. This is Search Tempest, and this will search Facebook and Craigslist. We're not going to go through how to use it. I just want to open your eyes that it's there. There's another one called All Craigs as well. Let's see if we can go there real quick. Yeah, here we go. It's called Search Craigslist. I'm sorry, searchcraigslist.org. And that'll get you two different places where you can really bone in. It's meticulous. It's hard to use. It's hard to filter everything, but they're there, and you can actually find good deals on sailboats there. All right, now is the point where we talk about the secret weapon. Now that it's 2025, we have something called AI. If you haven't used it yet, snap into the 21st century, man, because it's time to start using these tools. This thing is amazing to try to find a boat in your parameters. So watch this. All right, not only does it come up with a list of boats for us, and will in perpetuity, we could just keep asking it over and over, hey, what do you think? Do it again, do more boats, find more boats, find more boats. It gives us a synopsis of each of the boats. So OpenAI's top is the Corbin 39, the CNC Landfall 39, the Halbergrosser 40. That's a great boat. The CSY 44 Walkover, that's not my favorite boat. So the first tip on using AI is you can search for parameters outside of the normal user interface parameters for these sites. So it'll search all the sites, and you can say, I want it to be a blue boat. I want it to be, you know, have 2 cabins and 2 heads. That's something you can't normally do on YachtWorld. The second really cool thing is you can do comparative analysis if you've got 2 boats on your list that you really want to see which boat is better. So we're going to actually use 2 of the boats that we found in the original search. We're going to use this Valiant 42, and we're going to use this Caliber 40 LRC, which stands for Long Range Cruiser. Now it comes up with a detailed description and summary of the boat. The designer gives you the numbers, and then it'll give you a synopsis at the end. Which one's better for this, which one's better for that, how they differ. This is amazing. I just got a table so I can see them right side by side. The displacement right side by side. The ballast is exactly the same. The draft, this is cool. The Caliber 40 has way bigger tanks. The next thing AI is really good at is deep research. So say I really like this boat, this 2006 Valiant 42. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to say deep research. I'm going to go in there and say, I want to know everything about this boat I can, including the pros, cons, what users say are weak points, sailing characteristics, etc. And then it'll come back with some questions to try to refine my search. It'll say, to give you the most complete and relevant information, do you want comparisons of other similar offshore cruisers of the same price and range? Are you particularly interested in resale value, liveaboard comfort, or maintenance concerns? And 3, would you like reviews or feedback from actual owners on forums to be included? And it'll take 20 minutes, and it'll come back with a report for you, and it'll search through forums, it'll search through magazine articles, it'll search the entire web for you, so you don't have to. Lastly, you can use it to find the price of a boat. Okay, and the results that we get back from that are that this is listed at $235. There seems to be a recent $15,000 price reduction, and other models comparatively are listed at higher prices like $270. Warning, this does not replace brokers. Brokers have access to all of the sales data for the last 10 or 15 years in something like an MLS for houses. So they can go into the back end of YachtWorld and they can say, all of these boats, this is what they sold for. And this is probably, that's pretty much how they price boats, is this is probably what you'll get. The high end is this, the low end is this, your boat's in this condition, boom. It's not rocket science. This is using what people are asking right now, or in the last, year or something, whatever they can find online. Along those same lines, another warning, this is a computer. It's not a sailor. So some of the recommendations that you get, like that CSY walkover, they're just not that great. This thing does not know boats. It doesn't know the ocean. All it's going on is a bunch of things that were fed into it, and forums, and basically like kind of where you guys are at right now, trying to figure this stuff out. It always pays to talk to a professional to get their opinion before pulling the trigger on a boat. Okay, if you guys would like any of the links of anything we talked about today, they're all in the description of this video. I have tons of links in there. Remember, I'm teaching you how to fish here. Don't just copy my search. Think about why I'm doing it. Adjust it for your budget. Adjust it for your location and your sailing plans. This skill, how to search for a boat, is way more valuable than just one listing. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.